Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the start of season 2 with our CITTADELLA career mode. And in this episode I'm probably gonna talk about stuff more than I really show you something. We are just going for the transfer window until the first game, because I think the first league game will be in the transfer window, so before the end of the transfer window. If not, we will go for the full transfer window. I will go for the pre-season tournament. I will quickly look around if I can find a player, but right now there's nobody on my shortlist. So we'll see if there's somebody new, otherwise I'm not going to sign somebody. Going to loan out and sell a few players, but I think I will just do that myself in the end of this episode. Make the update and show you. Also in the end of the episode, when I got the most players out, I will then show you what my first team looks like. Also answering the 2 questions I asked you last time. Who should play in the center back position, who should play as right and left back. And yeah, this is basically what we're gonna do. But before, we're also, of course, gonna have a look at the goals the board gives me and what I wanna achieve in this season. But before that, I wanna answer these 2 important questions I also asked you last time, which really are important for season 2. The question are, first of all, am I gonna simulate more games? Of course, I didn't really simulate any kind of games in season 1, just because I really wanted to play for a squad, but I'm going to start simulating a lot more games. I think like out of the 42 league games, I'm probably gonna play like between 20 and 25, so like half of them, maybe a bit more than half of them. So especially against the bigger teams, the bigger names, and against teams like starting like this, probably especially in the second half of the season, teams who are closer to us. The first half of the season I'm probably gonna simulate more than in the second half of the season, but I don't think really we will fight against for promotion or against relegation, so I don't really think that we are gonna do too many amazing things until the end of the season, and therefore I think just that we can go through this a bit quicker and just improve the team. And second question was if you're gonna scout the same areas or the same 3 nations, or if you're gonna switch it up, change it. But for now I will keep it. For now I will continue scouting these 3 nations. So this is what I wanted to tell you. I will not just look through and if I can find somebody and just decide who I want to keep and who I want to loan out or even sell. Before that though, we can have a look at the transfer budget. 2.5 million euros, expected a bit more, wage between 9,000 pounds per euros per week. Don't really looking for too many great things, so I don't really care too much about that. Board expectations, we can have a look at this. Of course this one probably won't be a problem. Give a figure of this will also not be a problem. Salary growth 20%, finishing at least 1 million profit at the end of the first transfer window. That might be difficult. If I can't find anybody, it's not a problem. If I can find somebody though I'm interested in, I probably can't do this. Very low, which third of mid-table, yeah. So what do I want to do? Just like mid-table would be fine. Just prove the team, and that's basically all I care about. So yeah, in season 2 we're really not looking for too many great things. If we actually can fight for promotion, of course I wouldn't be against it. But I would like to get promoted next season, because I feel like if you get promoted this season, the team might be not strong enough yet for the Serie A, or Calcio A, because of course here it's called Calcio A. So I would really like to go up next season when I feel like the first choice team will have like an average rating of 75 to 76 maybe, and will be strong enough to not get relegated straight away. So this is why I would really like to not get promoted this season, but next season. But yeah, now I'm gonna look at all the free agents and stuff. Well, first training Mouya straight away going up, improving a tank position twice, 62 weighted now. As you can see, Mouya the only midfielder I still wanna train. Afterwards I'm already at the wing gears, and I think the only wing I actually have to train is Mouya. So Mouya, just like we finished last season, and then we can already go to strikers. And whenever we finish that, got Kiriakou to 60 and Kalis to 65, we can already go and train players to a 70 rating. I'm gonna choose the left one, I think, just because I'm deciding between these 2. Least money, more. I think actually I will go with this one, just because we can. Of course we won't get that much money, but the difference is so low. And I mean, I just like the teams we're playing against, Sandhausen, Fürth, Heidenheim, Bochum. I just like the teams, so I will choose this one. Up to 2.3 million pounds, euros. Of course I have to remember that it's not pounds anymore, it's euros now, because my Aston Villa came out. Oh, they actually write Fürth with 2 letters, the 1 letter, so That's stupid in my opinion, that's really stupid actually. We get a draw in the first game, Kallis got an early goal, but Mouya got the equalizer, so a draw against Heidenheim is okay, I would say it's okay. I kinda see us on the same level than Heidenheim, so I would say it's not too bad. But in the end, of course, we wanna go through to get more money against Motherwell, or have you said that name, pronounce that name. I would think, yeah, we should win. Against Third, difficult. So if we can get a draw against Third as well, win against Motherwell, and get 5 points, we should be able to go through, and I would be happy with that. We do win the second game, Kallis once again with the goal, but this time they're not getting the equalizer, but Kaplan scoring a second. So 2-0 win against Motherwell, we are now at 4 points. I think Third did win, so I think now Third is at 4 points, we are at 4 points. And yeah, and Motherwell and Heidenheim are at 1 point, so we are basically through. I mean, if we lose, and Motherwell is winning against Heidenheim. No, if Heidenheim is winning and we lose, then we might still go out, but a draw would be enough. But if we want to get first, we have to win. The monthly scout update from Romania. We do have one player who might be interesting, so I will sign him up, but quite disappointing to be honest. We did get a draw, Kallis for the third time scoring early goal, Kaplan getting injured, so that might be bad. Fries with the equalizer, Kallis scoring a second, and I can't pronounce the name. Just 1 minute after he got subbed and equalized again. So twice we took the lead. Kallis with 4 goals in 3 games, 3 times scoring an early first goal. And now we only have to hope that Dennis Kaplan is not injured for a long time, because that would be bad. He is injured for 7 days, which is perfectly fine. And we do get €500,000. The semi-finals against Bristol was once again, Kallis scored an early first goal to get us for lead, but yeah, 10 minutes before the end we had to concede the equalizer and we lost in penalties, so unfortunately it's not the final against Bochum, but we lost in the semi-finals. Kallis though, he played 4 games and 4 times he scored an early goal, 5 goals in total. If he would play like this in the league, I would be really happy. Now we got around £700,000, in total around 1.2 million euros. I always say pounds. If I say pounds, I'm sorry, of course I mean euros. We are at around 3.8 million euros as well as 11,000 euros a week as wage budget. Now the thing is, I actually found a lot of players, like 10 from Greece, 10 from Turkey, like 4 or 5 from Romania, so around 25 players in total from these 3 nations. I found that I think are not real players, are new players with potential and are interesting, and so then we might actually do a transfer. Now the thing is though, I already 2 of them are fully scouted, both of them from Greece, and the one thing I think will happen a lot already happened there, and that is that they recently joined because they just got promoted from the youth squad, or they just got created from the game, whatever. They're just new at their club, so we can't sign them, and I'm not looking to loan somebody out. So from a different team to loan out for a season or something. So I don't really think we can. I'm not sure. There are a lot of interesting players probably. The thing is, if they are available or if they all recently joined. But we might actually do a transfer, and we do have the money to make 1-2 of them. As you can see, Man United just signed Paulo Dybala for 93.5. It's just so retarded, but you can see so many players. Mikia and Miyake are both going up. Mikia now 64 and Miyake 63 rated, so I want to improve Miyake of course once and Miyake twice more. And then yeah, we can go to the strikers. As you can see, we are almost done with the first half of the transfer window. And it really happens what I expected to happen, that basically everybody I inquire about has just recently joined. So it doesn't look like we can sign somebody, but at least we do have, out of the 25, there are around 10 players on my shortlist. Around 10 players who are actually interesting. So, training injury, it is for 6 weeks. Mikia, of course, that's a great start, so his training will stop for now. We will start with the Youth Squad monthly report. We'll have actually a look. I will release this dude. We will have a look at everybody. 85 to 91 potential. Okay, he is amazing. He's really interesting. Thinking about maybe signing up and loaning him out, but I think for now I will actually keep him in here. Maybe even train him a bit. I'm not sure yet. He still has amazing potential, but is not growing. He is also not really growing. Not too interesting. I mean, they have decent potential, but they're waiting. 60 rated though. This dude is amazing. I will sign him up whenever he hits 60, and will either loan him out or will use him as backup, and will load out my backup squad, backup goalkeeper. Amazing potential again, not amazing player though. Basically the same for everybody. They have a decent potential, but they're not amazing players. So let's see if somebody will join, first of all from Greece. And yeah, 2 players, Thanasis Zegnaxis and Leandros Bisos, who actually probably looks interesting. I hope that he is actually. And we also will have the squad report from Turkey real fast. And what a player, unfortunately once again a goalkeeper. Why always goalkeepers? But 53 to 72, so he might be 60, maybe above 60 weighted, with potential of 83 to 94. And the next dude seems also interesting. Yes, 53 to 71 with 74 to 94 potential, and he is not goalkeeper. So we have 2 amazing players. I guess the other 2 are shit. No, this dude might be good as well. So Turkey, one of the best scout reports I've seen so far in this career mode. The second update of this episode from Romania. Quite disappointing once again. I would have to put somebody out for this dude. So do I want to? He's a goalkeeper. Don't really think I want to use him. I will therefore just keep it in here, but I mean, I don't really need another goalkeeper. We do have a lot of ones, and he isn't really that amazing because the potential might actually be bad, and he might be like 50 weighted in the best case. So I don't think he's interesting. So Romania once again is really disappointing. I told you, I'm very happy with Turkey, extremely happy with our scout. He's doing great work. Maybe also because Turkey of course has more talents than Greece or Romania. Greece I'm happy enough. I'm not that happy compared to, for example, my Turkish scout, but I'm still happy. But for my Romanian scout, he did an amazing job in the start of the season, got some amazing players in like Dinescu, like Kaplan and so on. But right now actually most of my players are Turkish or Greek, and he is not really doing great stuff. And also my youth squad, like most players, with just a few exceptions, are from Greece or from Turkey. My Romanian scout, or my scout who is in Romania, isn't really doing his greatest job. So if you can sign anybody, and we do have some money left, I probably will use that money to end the contract with this scout and get a new scout in, a better scout with better stats, so that we can finally have some good scout reports from Romania. I do accept, of course, Romania isn't like the greatest country football wise, and of course there are not like that many talents, but at least like 1-2 a month should be not a big problem in my opinion. Especially at the moment where we would almost take everybody. I mean, if he has like 85 potential, if he's less like 55 rated, he could already get my youth squad. We don't look for the 70 rated plus and 90 plus potential players. We already would accept decent potential players, not the amazing ones. We don't look for like future world stars yet. But like starting with like season 4 or 5, this is what we're gonna do. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know. We're almost done with this episode. As you can see, the game, there's already the game. So the last few days, Joy, of course, we got an offer for Joy. Okay, so he actually seems to be an interesting player, but of course I'm not gonna sell him. But I did loan out a few players already. We'll make the update soon. But I will first go through the next 3 days and then I will make the quick update. Alright, we are on the 18th of August 2018, and therefore we are on the day where we will play the first game of Season 2. It's against Danny in the Coppa Nazionale. Now I want to have a few quick updates. Today my English isn't the greatest, but as you probably can hear, I'm a bit ill again. And as I told you multiple times, whenever I'm ill, my English is just getting worse. Not sure why, maybe because my concentration is going down. I don't feel bad, it's just that I'm ill, my nose is a bit like full and I have to sneeze a lot, but my English is always getting worse when I'm ill. I'm not sure why. We will have a first look at what exactly we were already able to do. So let's have a look. So first of all, we are gonna sell Eliades. He's on my transfer list. He's worth 90k. I got a transfer offer for 60. So what I'm going to do with these guys, who I definitely know, even if you loan them out, they won't be growing because they have no potential and they're like low 50 weighted. So like really, Elias for example is 53 rated. Even if he's scoring 2 points, that wouldn't help me at all. I mean, right now we're looking for at least 60 rated players. But in the end of the season, if he's not going by plus like 5-6, he won't be interesting, and to loan him out every time doesn't really make sense, and I think he's already 19. So I'm just gonna sell these players, put them on my shortlist and just watch, like, keep an eye on them for like 1-2 seasons and see if they improve. If they do, I might just sign them back at some point. If they don't, I can remove them from my shortlist and will never buy them again. So yeah, this will be probably the first one. We also loaned out a few players. This one. We loaned out the Lampros to Cork City. We loaned out Vadakastanis, who is still loaned out. I think we did before, but I'm not sure. And to Yoveltown, we loaned out Niagwe to Shamrock Rovers. We sold Fasolo to Brescia, a player we didn't want to keep. We loaned out Xenakis to Brain Wanderers and Akafite to Cork City as well. So Cork City actually got both CDMs we wanted to loan out, so they really wanted a CDM. Of course not amazing because Blambos is gonna play, so I don't know if that's actually a good choice for Akafite, but who cares, really. And if you look at the wage, actually they get a decent amount of wage, like 3 times as much as they get at Cittadella. But yeah, all loaned out for around a year. There are still a few players we want to loan out, I can show you very fast. We have some Triantalex players like Manole, Various, Elias I want to sell, and of course these players because yeah, I think they are the last 2 we want to sell, and still 2 quite expensive ones. And we want to loan out Costin not for 2 years, I made a mistake, they are just for 1 year. Costin as well as, okay, what the fuck is going on now? Why this dude? This game is fun. What the fuck? Okay, I think now everything's... Oh no, I made a mistake. I'm just retarded, man. Of course. I want to actually loan out Selec just because he has amazing potential. I think he can go better at the other points if he really plays. He's high rated and I don't really enjoy using him. Something I actually didn't know. I used Costin as striker, even though look at his work rate, it's low high. I mean, he has 81 finishing. He is by far our best finisher. I have no idea why he has 81 finishing, but low high work rate as well. I want to loan him out because of his finishing. I'm interested in him, otherwise I will just sell him. So we do have a decent amount of money, we did already a decent amount of things and we still want to do. Now I want to show you my shortlist. We have 6 players left on my shortlist. I put some, removed some already. 72 rated goalkeeper, 3 million euros of worth. Decent has potential as well, at least, yeah, showing great potential, so he could at least go up to an 80, I guess actually to like 85, so an amazing one, but at the moment too expensive. And of course, as I told you, all of them recently joined, so I cannot go for them. With Khan or Kamchan or whatever, that's a decent name. 64 rated in the age of 18, also a goalkeeper. Yeah, not bad, but probably not interesting. Just looking at his growth, if he's going a lot and very fast, I might sign him at some point, but I don't think so. We have 2 center backs. Dimitris Stavella, 64 weight in the age of 19, with decent pace, with decent defending skills, as well as low medium work rate and decent, yeah, 6 foot is okay, I would say. It's not amazing, but it's decent enough. We also have Gülsalam, decent name, what the fuck, who is 65 rated, who is also decent pace. I mean, his vincent is good, his jumping is good, strength is good, his acceleration is amazing. Alright defending as well as low work rate and 5'10", so Savelas is more interesting to be honest. We do have a left back. I would be really interested in him because his defending isn't the greatest, but we can improve that. He has though a very good ball control and crossing, amazing physical stats, 62 rated, he's 18, medium. Of course, he has some bad things about him, but I would think I would definitely sign him, and especially as a backup left back he would be interesting. I could use Georgiadis as first choice right winger, Dinesko as backup, first choice left back, and he is backup. That would be perfect. And we do actually have a striker would be really interested in, even though his finishing is shit as fuck. But look at his pace. He has decent pace at least, and high low work rate, 6'4", 4-star weak foot. So just improve his finishing and he will be amazing. Yeah, so I think I showed you everything of that. I showed you who we already loaned out, who we still want to loan out to sell. I showed you my shortlist. I won't make a squad report yet, I will do it after the transfer window ended. So the last thing I'm going to do is talk about the squad I will play in this season and for the next games. I will start with the games we're going to play in the next season. Next episode, we're going to simulate the game against Tani. I'm not interested in the Copa Nacional. We're going to finish the transfer window. Latina, I think I will simulate. Pisa, I'm not sure. So I will really simulate or not too interesting games. So I might play against Pisa. Might also just simulate through things really quick. Not sure yet, but I guess one of the first 4 games I'm gonna play. Either Pisa, Las Vegas, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so we can actually very quick have a look at the league. If we look at the league, Chiavari not too interesting, Vicenza not too interesting, Tapani not too interesting, Terni, I would play against them in the league probably, Las Spezia I think I would play against them, maybe Vercelli, maybe Pisa, Pescara I would play against them, maybe Perugia, maybe Novara, maybe Latina, Frosinone I would play against them, I think Crotone probably not, Cesena maybe, Brescia I would play against them, Benevento not sure, Bari I would play against them, Ascoli maybe, so maybe I'm just gonna play like 15 games, maybe 20, not sure yet how many I'm gonna play, but I will definitely simulate a lot more games. Yeah, the last thing I want to do is talk about the squad. There are two interesting decisions. First of all, I think I will actually try it out at least. Catas as right back, Osho as left back, as well as normally, of course, as right back backup, but at the moment also as left back backup we have Dinescu, who would be both. But at the moment, of course, we don't have him, so we don't have any kind of wing back backup, which isn't the greatest stuff ever. No Serrer or Mavros. Mavros didn't play that amazing. Serrer is going decent enough, I would say. I'm unsure, but I think I'm gonna try out Serrer more this season. But maybe if I don't like him, I will try out Bangadillo, and if I also don't like him, I will go back to Mavros. I do like Mavros. The only thing is he's not scoring. And the whole team is scoring to 65-70. It's high 60 weighted. We have the first 70 weighted player in Kaplan. And he is at 63 and is not scoring. That's the big problem basically. Except of this, there's I think nothing we really have to talk about. Everything else should be clear. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please smash the like button. Once again, I'm sorry for my English. I don't understand why I always get ill for like. It's always was fine. I mean, it was never like. Around a month ago, it started that I always was like ill for 2 days, then fine for 3-4 days, then ill for 2 days, and I don't feel bad, just that my concentration is low. I see that, if, for example, if I play games, or that I can't speak English when I record, or that I just have to sneeze over time. I have no idea why it's happening, and I have problems with sleeping. I have no idea why it's happening, but I just know it is happening for some reason. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I will see you tomorrow with the next one. Probably another very chilled episode, not that long. Hope you look forward to that, guys, and bye.